Ladies and gentlemen, David Hall here, founder of the Ideas Centre, and eager to share with you what I believe to be one of the most elegant creative problem-solving techniques there is, in the form of the reversal technique. Very simple principles, involved and logical all the way through, but with a number of key steps which are easy to get wrong, but with a trained facilitator, brilliant technique. Let us start with a simple schematic. We've got a horizontal line here which represents an axis moving from bad on the left to good on the right. We've got neutral in the middle, the current situation in the organisation, if you like. And if you've got a problem, if you've got a challenge, you've got an issue that you need to address, what we typically do is look for solutions that will be useful. They'll be better. They'll make an improvement on the situation. Let's give that a +2 score. We'd like to get better than that. Of course we would. If we're trying to solve a problem, we'd like to score something up at +20 maybe, which would be absolutely brilliant. But we can't, because we're trapped within conventional and traditional thinking by a whole bunch of mental blocks which lock us into the usual way of solving problems. So we settle for that, and what we do is we generate a whole bunch of useful ideas, scoring +2, and we go away and implement those, and they'll make the necessary incremental change to the organisation. They won't be breakthrough, but they'll be okay. They'll nudge the organisation forward. Now, if that's what you want and that's what you'll settle for, you're happy with continuous improvement on that basis, that's great. But if we want to do something very different, if we want to inject some creativity, we need to take a different approach. And in the reversal technique, we take an unusual first step, which is to reverse the problem definition. So rather than it being a +2 problem definition, you reverse it so that it becomes a -2 problem definition. Rather than making the situation better, we're now going to make the situation worse. However, that's not good enough. We want to get rid of a whole bunch of mental blocks, so we need to stretch the thinking. So what we do is we amplify it and we make it a -20 problem definition, which is clearly going to lead to a disastrous situation. Now, suspending all judgment, this is a liberating process because no one in the team has ever been asked to solve this -20 problem definition, so we're in new territory. And once people warm up, we generate a whole range of ideas that are solutions to this -20 problem definition. They're going to be bonkers ideas, of course they are. This is a ridiculous situation. But the key thing is that these ideas, each one of them, must solve the seriously negative problem definition, this -20. These are going to be -20 solutions. What we then do is isolate the most extreme of those, the most extreme of these -20 solutions, and try and identify the characteristics, the -20 characteristics of that idea that makes it work. What are the essential features? There won't be many of them, but they'll be extreme. Having isolated those characteristics, the key step now is to reverse those characteristics. So rather than being -20 characteristics, they become +20 characteristics. And these are the characteristics of an idea that is truly breakthrough thinking. This idea is going to be novel and useful because it's going to have these +20 characteristics. And that is the key. That is the release that we're looking for. That is the magical solution. These +20 characteristics were inaccessible previously because of the mental blocks represented by conventional and traditional thinking. We had to take the detour into the extreme -20 area, look at the -20 characteristics, reverse those to leapfrog around those mental blocks. A beautifully elegant technique. This is science, for goodness sake. Look at the logic. Provided you follow each step accurately, carefully facilitated, it cannot fail to work.